The Dark Knight or Avengers Endgame? Which one is the best? Welcome to the movie Showdown. We'll be judging these movies in 5 different categories and see which one is the winner. Starting with casting. Starting with The Dark Knight, we have Heath Ledger obviously as the Joker and Christian Bale playing the Batman, which in my opinion is still one of the most iconic. But Avengers Endgame is literally an assemble. I'm gonna go very quickly through this. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Jeremy Renner, Brie Larson, Elizabeth Olsen, Tom Holland, Chris Pratt. God, who's not in this movie? Okay, Avengers Endgame takes the win. Easy. Number 2, we're gonna go for rating. In this, we're gonna use IMDb. The Dark Knight has a rating of 9.0, while Avengers Endgame has 8.4. So The Dark Knight does take the win on this one. Category number 3 is story. The Dark Knight is this kind of greedy story, character-driven narrative with these conflicting powers, which leads to an emotional and interesting story, but Avengers Endgame is the conclusion of 22 movies. I feel like Avengers Endgame is the MCU story. Category number 4 is box office. Basically how much money these movies made. The Dark Knight has made $1 billion, which is very impressive and very good for a movie. If it wasn't, compared to Avengers Endgame, which made $2.7 billion. So Avengers Endgame does take the win here. Now, category number 5 is cultural impact. The Dark Knight redefined what a superhero movie can look like. It really showed the potential of how good these movies can be and really became the blueprint for what a good superhero film looks like. Well, Endgame, it was a huge phenomenon. It was a movie that was celebrated and did incredibly well story-wise and narrative-wise in the cinemas. So it's very hard to judge. But I'll tell you that I would lean more towards The Dark Knight. But ultimately, Avengers Endgame is the winner here. It does not take away from the fact that The Dark Knight is a masterpiece.